Welcome everyone to Sysco Canada's podcast. It's Virtual Kitchen. Whew. It's gonna be a long day, folks. No, it's we're excited again to have Luda back in the house in our kitchen. I'm going to welcome them in, and we'll introduce them. And they got some great ideas today, and I think it's a great ideas to help you save money. And I think that's going to be so critical as we go into the fall and winter here. Everyone's going to need to save money in our industry, and I think they've got some awesome ideas to help you with that. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks, Jay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks
How's Montreal today? How's Montreal?
Yeah, we're pretty good. It's raining, but we're okay.
Is it? Ooh, it'd be nice. I love that rain in Montreal kind of feel.
West Coast vibe on the East Coast. We're okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love Montreal. You guys know food very well, by the way. You guys know food very well.
One thing among others we know for sure. Food is something we know. We're good. We're a couple of foodies here, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, Chef Martin, welcome. Michael, do you guys want to just kind of give us a brief outline what we're doing today?
Yeah, sure. So last time our first event was more on our soups, our low sodium soups. So the theme today is our sauces, our instant sauces. We'll be showing you a brown gravy, a poultry gravy, and I guess it's more of it's a pork gravy. So it's something that is more popular in Quebec, but definitely has appeal across the country. So we're going to show you, I guess the theme is the power of instant gravies or sauce. That's another conversation by itself, but basically the benefits of an instant sauce versus from scratch cooking. There's a whole bunch of good stuff we can talk to you about, and Chef Martin has a couple of tricks up his sleeve like last time, so it should be a nice discussion.
Awesome. I know, like, people like, oh boy, gravy, but I tell you, every restaurant's probably got it, and most restaurants would have it, and you can make money off of it, right, if you do it right. Great way.
Yeah, there's for sure. There's, like I said, there's always the classic concept of the sauce. For us, we always like to have some sort of twist on the classic. So you'll see that there's just different ways to use the products, not just the classic, but the sauce and drip it over your protein. But there's a couple of cool things. You can kind of use it as a dry seasoning again, a dry rub, and make, different unique menu items. So that's, hopefully we'll get that across with Chef Martin, which I'm pretty sure we will. So yeah, we'll inject some twist into it today.
Awesome. So Chef, do you want to kick us off here?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Jay. So first, just to talk a little bit about those three gravies. I don't know if you can see it on the plate. So the first powder, it's more like a brown powder. This one is the brown instant Luda H gravy. So it's a lower sodium and gluten-free product. It's good to taste your powder if you want to understand what type of flavor you will bring to your meals. So this one is more like on the veggies, tomato, roasted carrots. So it's a really nice balanced veggie flavor. The second one is the poultry one. So you got more like all the sage, herbs, and the creamy experience. So really dairy and poultry. And the last one is the pork gravy. As Michael said earlier, this one is a really nice, interesting product. It's a different one, but it's not only for pork. It's good for any type of meat. So it's really meaty, and you can taste it. It's good for your veal. It's good for almost anything. So I will start with the brown, because I think the brown is kind of a mother sauce. It's good for anything in your kitchen. So a real stock from bones will take about 10 to 12 hours if you roast your bones and your vegetable, and then you let simmer everything. It's really long, and most restaurants, they don't do that any longer. So from 12 hours to about 5 minutes to create something really instant. I like the in-between approach. So yes, you can roast some vegetable, add some herbs, create a twist to that broth, and instead of using just a regular you good? Back? Sorry.
There we go. Sorry, Chef.
No worries. Instead of using regular water, what I'm using that broth. So you just let simmer for about 30 minutes, and then you drain everything. So that's a nice way just to bring, again, your signature touch to whatever you're doing, instead of just doing a commercial approach of mixing powder. I don't know if you can see the pot here.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah, Michael's all over it.
I'm
So-
waiting for the. There we go.
You can use easily boiling water or a broth like that. You just pour your powder and you whisk. So you got really nothing to do. You whisk for about 30 seconds and it's gonna be ready. So it's really an easy way, again, to create a nice signature mother sauce and be different than your other competitor around.
Chef, let me just jump in for a second. I just want to point out the cool thing about this is our low sodium Luda H brown sauce. Cool thing is there's flexibility, right? So obviously, for some chefs, for some kitchens, they still like from scratch, which is great. I guess with these types of sauces, though, the cool thing is they offer flexibility. So the fact that they are low sodium means you can add a little bit of flavor if you need. Like the chef said, the fact that they're instant, you could use them in hot or cold water. These products are also kosher, they're halal certified, they're gluten-free certified. So you could use it any way you want on your menu. And they're just, like I said, flexibility is the key with these types of products. And they, like we said, they definitely save time. They're cost efficient. Like we've all said before, we all kind of know cost efficiency is kind of huge now going forward. Things might change in the future. I think the trend is going to stay that we're going to have to reduce our menu a little bit. So I think that's a huge trend for menus, as we know. You're going to go to the restaurant, you're going to go to the cafeteria, the menu will shorten a little bit. So, and you're going to have to go quicker behind the scenes. So this is the cool thing about an instant product. You can give the flexibility to the chef, to the cook, to the operation. You can do what you want with it. So it's definitely flexible.
Hey, Chef, I have a question for you.
Yep.
I'm on the forward camera. We'll call that camera 1. That one. No, the other one. No, other one. No, other one.
Straight ahead.
The one I've designated as plate cam. We haven't got that yet. So I was going to ask you, can you freeze gravy?
Yep, the instant gravies, they can be freeze, but the cooking one, most of them, you cannot freeze them. So if you want to double check, you can ask us just to confirm it for each and every product. But in general, all the instant gravies can be freeze.
So because I have to tell you, when I started my career in the industry, it was way back, 30 years ago. And I have to tell you, I had to make KFC gravy every morning. And it was frozen, right? Because they used their cracklings, I think they called it. Yeah. And they froze it the night before because you drained your fryers and then you put it in the freezer and it drained the fat out. And you were left with that crackling. And then you used it with this gravy. So it was frozen. So I'm telling you the secrets of KFC gravy, sorry. But I was just asking, can you do that frozen still? That was 30 years ago. So
yes. And I think it's a good thing for, you talk about all the takeout and any type of meal. So if you want to prepare anything in advance, you can freeze them and keep them as long as you want, or a few weeks.
I'm just wondering if freezing it, because you know how food tastes always better the next day, the gravy tastes better the next day.
It's, the texture will stay the same. It's only because you will get all the flavor from other components. So if you add any roasted meat or vegetable in it, your gravy will take that flavor altogether. Yeah. So it will be stronger. Yes, you will have a better flavor.
There you go. I'm not going to tell 11 herbs and spices, though, Michael.
Oh, maybe off air.
Okay. Everyone else got the pen out. They still don't. I don't know if they tell people it, but it was definitely, we did know. I worked there when I was a first job in this industry 30 years ago. There you go. Sorry, Chef. I'm talking.
So going back to the gravy, like I said, it's a really instant, easy product to do. You really have nothing. So you whisk for about 30 seconds, and then you wait a few minutes because your starch will become a little bit creamier. What I will do today, I will just use some regular meatballs. adding some gravy in it.
There you go.
You can add some chives or any herbs, something personal, as you wish. And I did just some mashed potatoes with a broccoli.
Hey, Chef, we have a question here from Samuel. Is this gravy good for poutine?
Yeah, it's a really good gravy for poutine, but because it's Luda H, it's lower in sodium. So you got room to add any flavor. So if you want to add, let's say, some ketchup, some bacon, or any type of flavor, yes, that's going to give you a good option to create a signature gravy or add some barbecue sauce in it. But personally, I would go with something more like a Luda inspiration for a poutine because it's already flavorful.
Mm-hmm. Now, thank you, Samuel. Thanks, Chef. Do people sometimes put red wine in gravy, Chef?
Yeah, a lot of people will use red wine, white wine, even beer. So if you want to do like a gravy to pair with any pork, you can do something else than using wine. So there's different options.
Okay, cool.
It's coming back to wine, isn't it, Jay? Jay, it's coming back to wine. It's coming back to wine again, isn't it?
I know. Where's our buddy?
He's busy working, so maybe we'll see him next time. We'll see Darren next time.
Where's Darren? Darren, if you're watching this, we're missing you. We could use the wine right now.
He's busy. He's always busy working.
Come on our late night show starting
there
next week.
Yeah.
But this is awesome. Sorry, I actually a lot of questions around gravy.
There's a lot, it's funny because one of the things we always ask customers and ask people is, what do you call it? Sauce, gravy? Some people call. I'm married to an American, and remember the first time she said she's making a tomato gravy with pasta. I said, "You mean sauce?" No, it's gravy. It's an interesting. Yeah. It's just different. Depends on where you come from. I don't know how it is in the West Coast. Regionally, it's a regional thing. Some people call it gravy versus sauce, and vice versa. So it's a fascinating debate.
That's awesome. Sorry, Jeff.
No worries. So I just plate everything in takeout dishes. So it's really.
Can you just move Chef? Can you move the camera down or pull the product up just so we can see it? Up.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, back towards you. Then up. Bring it up. No, towards you. Pull it back towards you. We can't see it. Up. More. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. Whew.
So we've lost one camera.
Oh, camera 2. Maybe I should just pay attention.
Yeah, camera 2.
Plate cam.
Plate cam. We have to rename it plate cam.
We got a plate cam. We don't mess around here. There you go. Plate cam.
Oh, that's nice.
Good now?
Yeah. Perfect. This would be great for some HMR products as well, right? When we talk about home meal replacements and people starting to do, restaurants are putting together HMRs for their people that order from them that they can cook at home, and creating these kind of sauces and stuff might be something easy for people to do.
Yep, of course.
Oh, for sure, especially back to school, right? Especially with that type of menu app with meatballs. It's a good timing is good for that type of take home.
Oh man, you're so right. Meatballs, I tell you, are flying through my house. They're easy. They're easy. You can freeze them. All that stuff. Perfect timing, and nothing's better than gravy and meatballs.
So for the next one, still using the brown gravy. What I will do like a flexitarian signature burger. So if you want to do your patty, any type of patties yourself, you can just use some brown rice, some mushroom, onion, black bean, and ground meat. I'm using beef here, but again, you can do whatever you can take whatever you need to create really something unique.
I'm not going to mention who came up with the Flex Burger idea, but I know the guy quite well.
Oh, and it's great. Flexitarian people, or the trend is much bigger than just the vegan and all that. Of course, vegan is really important, but a lot of people, they decided by choice just to reduce the amount of beef. So instead of just offering a vegan option and a beef version, there's more and more options flexitarian on different menus. So if you want to create something unique, of course, like you said, there's a lot of flexi burger already in the market too.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a big believer of the flex. I'm a flexitarian, right? But and it's funny because you can balance out, if you want to increase your veggies that month, or you do run into a situation that, you got to have a little meat or chicken. You're not breaking your your cardinal rules in a way, right? But yeah, it's definitely something that I do a lot of. But I am eating way more vegetables nowadays than I normally would, right, in the past, and it's made a big difference in my world. But that's great, Chef. Are you gonna put all that ingredients together?
Yeah, so what I do, I'm not going to do that live. The goal was more to show you the ingredient, but you have to drown your black bean and the rice, and then you mix everything together with your with one egg and some dry powder. So I'm using the dry brown gravy as a binder to create my patties.
Oh, my mom used to use a soup mix.
There you go.
I love this.
The soup was good to give some flavor. So yeah, you can see all the black beans. So those patties are really interesting. You can just plate them on a tray like that and cook them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then you're ready to go.
It's interesting too, Chef, and I want to mention to everyone that is considering looking at Flex Burger, because I know someone that came up with the first idea of this. I was going to mention that you're cutting your cost probably up to 30, maybe 40, maybe even 50% on your protein inside each burger, right? And lentils and rices and mixes and soup mixes and gravy mixes, all this is a fraction of the cost of adding meat into the full burger. So if you can reduce your cost, let's say 35% on a burger because of the protein being the most expensive part of it, it's actually huge. And from a bite of it, so then you hit on the other notes of it. It's healthier. Usually proteins, lentils and beans and all that carry a higher protein value than beef does. Healthier on the menu, so it tracks to the millennials and Gen Z. That's most of your clientele. And surprisingly, as our palates get a little more sophisticated, it actually tastes better in a way. It's got great flavors, and I recommend, like you did, Chef, just because I know the guy that came up with the Flex Burger idea. Is that how you put the lentils in there, and you could see them?
Yeah, I got.
And maybe if I can even get you to cut that burger.
Yeah.
I just want to show. Sorry, I'm totally.
You want me to cut the burger?
Yeah, slice that sucker in half. So, why I want this is important for people watching today, and when you are considering doing this, is that when you slice it apart and you look at it, see how you can see the lentils and the beans and everything else chefs put in there? That's important. We don't want to see processed so much food.
Small pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's really, really good that way. Jeez, I got marbles in my mouth today. But it's really good that way. And I just think it's so important people can see what's in it. And then you've not created any weird ingredient that goes in there to glue everything together. It's all natural. So that's a huge selling part as well if you're considering this. But what a great way to offer your customers either at the same price as your other products or even a little bit less. We always want to go up in price, and sometimes it's, to compete in the LTO world with competitive franchises and things like that drive these lower price products. They might be filling their burgers with weird things, but if you can do this, it might be able to drop your costs and have an alternative product that's healthier and sell more. It's awesome. Love it, Chef.
And you can also create any type of custom meatloaf just using a blend like that. So of course, if you just want to create LTOs, there's many options. So again, you can use the dry powder, like I say, as a binder.
You know what? That's great. You mentioned like meatloafs and meatballs. If you think you can reduce your cost on a product, by 30% and still give customers and actually cater to more of that younger age, that's about 65% of your target market. You're nailing it. Yeah. Awesome idea. Love it. That's a great looking burger.
It is, isn't it?
So for the next one, I will move to the poultry gravy. I don't know, Michael, if you want to talk a little bit about our future.
Yeah, no, the poultry gravy is similar to the brown in terms of features. It's lower in sodium. It's instant. Like I said, easy to use. It's an interesting product. I think once again the chef has different ideas how to use it. It doesn't have to be chicken. Could be pork. It could be turkey as well, obviously. So there's like we said, there's some creative ideas we could use or I guess have with this type of product. So chef's gonna have a couple of cool things to show us in a couple of seconds here.
So I have to ask you about low sodium. I think I might have asked you last time you guys were on the show. But why is it so important? Like, because what my mom would buy a low sodium gravy and then throw salt on top. Then she'd salt the French fries with the gravy, right? Like typically a lot of people do that, right? So how important is the reduced sodium? Because you hear it everywhere.
Yeah, I think for it. Oh, go ahead, Chef.
I'm sorry.
I'll jump in. So it's definitely, we've learned a lot more I think we mentioned last time, we learned so much more in the past 15, 20 years in terms of our daily intake. But and also in terms of the menu, so besides the fact that it's definitely healthier to have less sodium, I think it also gives the chef more flexibility if they want to add some more seasoning on the side as well. So for the very fact that it's great for healthcare and for people that are trying to change their diet, which even for Gen Xers, Gen Ys, and people want to just live healthier. And the sodium intakes were probably too much than we should have been taking the past 15, 20, 25 years. So I think as the population gets older, I think there's a huge focus on the healthcare market, obviously, and sodium is a driving force behind it. So, but like I said, in the restaurant world, cafeteria world, it offers flexibility for the chef or for the cook. If you do want to add, like I said, some added seasoning, you could also do that. But if the product already has too much salt, you're limited. So it's important in two ways.
Now, does less expensive products, I'm not going to say cheap, but does less expensive products just fill it up with sodium because sodium's so cheap?
Yeah,
well, it definitely. Go ahead.
Yeah, salt is the cheapest part of whatever you got in the kitchen. So of course, if your level of salt or sodium is higher, the price will be lower. But is it better to have something really too salty and you have no room to cook and you're stuck with something always too salty? Or it's better to buy for almost the same price per serving, have something a little bit less salty and get some room to cook?
Awesome. Chef, you got a fan of your burger here, Diana? She thinks it looks great. Thanks, Diana. Anyone else want to comment on Chef's cooking? Please do. It's awesome. They are in Montreal. They know food.
So I'm moving now for, I will be using the chicken gravy or the poultry gravy. We call it poultry gravy because it's good for any type of poultry, so chicken, turkey. So what I did, I roast a chicken using some celery and onion. I don't know if you can see here.
Okay. We're going to what's it called?
Overhead cam?
The plate cam. Yeah, there's the plate cam. Man, you look like something Martha Stewart would do there, Chef.
You know, it's my second one, so I'm learning.
That was a good job. It wasn't a bad job. Sorry, Martha.
So first, what I will do, I'm just removing any, like that one was the chicken, but you remove your meat. You can add some wine to your earlier question. Yes, you can add wine, beer, or any liquid. And best thing, you should bring that back to cook for a few minutes just to get all the flavor from your pan dripping also. And then you drain it.
Now, Chef, do some people not like, I don't know, I see all that stuff you have in there, all the ingredients and having the gravy and things like that. Do some people put some of that back in just to give it a little bit more of less gravy feel and more of a sauce feel, if that makes sense?
Yeah. A lot of people have a touch of butter or any just to play with the texture. But
butter. Do people put butter in gravy, Chef?
Yeah, you can add butter. That's going to give you like a nice shiny experience. You know, it's going to be more. It's going to be different. and the taste is different, and you're not gonna have that jelly experience from any type of gravy. So it's a nice way to balance.
Awesome.
So now instead of using water, you're using your chicken broth, but again, it's your natural chicken broth from your pan dripping. And I will be using just the powder directly with a whisk.
This is the chicken gravy powder, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's the poultry gravy.
Oh, poultry. Sorry, poultry.
Yeah.
Now,
And
poultry, does that mean is it chicken or is it turkey and chicken or is it everything? Or why do you say poultry? Is it just sounds better?
Yeah, it's everything. You got that. You know, it's good for chicken. It's good for turkey. It's good for almost anything. And as I said earlier, you wait just a few minutes to get that creamy texture, and you're ready to go. So it's a nice way really to get a better flavor. Even if the gravy itself it's really good, but it's a nice way to add your pan dripping. And because it's sodium reduced, there's no risk of offering something too salty.
Now, quick question: can you burn gravy?
Can you what? Sorry.
Burn gravy? You get that burnt flavor in there, like not a good way, not the right way, but like not by accident. Like, can you overcook gravy? There's a better question.
I would say if it's a cooking sauce, yes, there's a way to, you can easily cook it, burn it on the stove. But instant gravy, you don't need to cook it. So you just mix in a bowl like that. It's instant. So I don't think you can burn it. Maybe, yes, there's a way. I can try to burn it if you want, but I don't think there's no risk.
It's okay. I'm bringing back. There's a lot of memories you're bringing back right now, and I might have burnt a gravy or two in my past.
No, it's no. These sauces are or these gravies are also steam table stable. So you can keep it in your steam table for hours. It'll taste just as good as the first couple of minutes you warm it up. So it's like we said, it's versatile. It's flexible. It's easy to use in the kitchen, which is I think good for operators and chefs to hear.
Awesome.
So what I will do, because it's interesting and trendy, everybody got waffles and fried chicken. So we'll use the poultry gravy on it, and it's really, it's easy to just pour as you wish. You can see the gravy is really nice. You can add some on the side if you want.
I'm from Alberta. It swims in gravy, buddy.
Adding some syrup because we're in Quebec or Canada. We're up to you.
That looks great.
And I will just add some chives in it. Want to top it with something spicy? Oh, sorry, but yeah. So it's easy to do. Again, that gravy was really tasty, and it's a nice way to bring some flavor to your fried chicken.
Awesome.
You got the plate good, and so the next one, if you got any leftover cooked chicken from roasted chicken or any type of leftover, here I'm combining some roasted mushroom with some cooked chicken, adding some thyme, and again the same gravy. You mix all that together, and you can easily create a pot pie. In a different pot pie on a daily basis, using always your leftover of vegetable and meat, and just use an instant gravy. The good thing with the instant gravy, you can play with the yield. So if you want to do a pot pie, you just reduce the amount of liquid to obtain a little bit a gravy a little bit thicker to hold everything together. But again, because it's sodium reduced, even if it's a little bit thicker, it's not going to be saltier. It's just going to be tastier. That's good.
Looks awesome, chef.
Perfect. That was my last one for the poultry, and the next one will be the pork. I don't know, Michael, if you want to talk a little bit about the pork gravy.
Well, kind of the same theme. In this, it's our Luda Inspi, so a bit more flavor in this one. Same characteristics in terms of being instant. It's an instant sauce. It's steam table, freeze thaw, stable. Really, really interesting sauce. Like we said, not necessarily just for pork. Could be used for other products as well, but it's a really, really tasty and flavorful sauce. Chef Martin's going to have a couple of, I guess, HMR ideas as well. We talked about back to school, but it's also for HMR. It's also for sporting events. Obviously, we're not able to go to sporting events like we did before, but you can still bring those HMR meal kits home and get ready for whatever sport, whatever game you like. So it makes for some fun product ideas.
Thanks, Michael. So yeah, same thing, using cold or boiling water. You add your powder directly. Just mix and wait. And what I will do 2 plates.
Voila.
One will be a traditional pork tenderloin with some apple on the side. So, you know, it's fall season. So, yes, sorry to say that, but it's really fall.
Hey, we're looking at gravy right now. We don't put gravy on salads, right? So it's definitely fall. So it's nice and warm and great. This is great.
Yeah, of course. So as I said, you just wait a few minutes and you get a nice creamy gravy. And again, this one is only water and powder, nothing added. If you want to add something in it, it's up to you. So you can roast your pork and add some apple on the side and some vegetable.
So, Chef, have you ever used milk in your gravies?
You can add some milk if you want. Again, it's not a problem. You can replace a part of liquid by any other type of liquid. You can use anything, and the milk will give you a creamier texture. And you can play with the yield. So if it's too thick, you just add some more liquid.
Awesome.
And for the other one, I will do a pork poutine.
There we go.
There we go, eh? Little Montreal.
It's a backyard specialty, yeah.
You don't mess around with poutine there.
No.
So
No.
Can add some pulled pork, a little bit more just for you, Jay.
Thank you. Need some vegetables.
Fresh curds.
Fresh. See, like it's not. You guys are not using shredded cheese, right? You don't mess it like you just. Nope, no messing around poutine there.
No.
Now watch this, folks. Before you put the gravy on, I guarantee it's not going to be a little.
No,
That's a bold prediction, Jay. You're right.
I predict you will swim French fries.
That's a good prediction.
You gravy that's going to give you a better pork experience. Then you can add some pork ribs.
Oh, nice.
If you want to put more curds, just in case of.
And then if you just want to add more gravy on top, you can too, right, Chef?
More gravy is good too.
We can add a little bit more like that. But it's easy to do something really signature and different than any traditional poutine. So if you want to create a nice LTO, you can use the pork gravy and create something unique using whatever you got.
Now, do people use like pork gravy? Like, I know people have this, you know, I've seen so many different options on gravy for poutines, but I think pork gravy must be a better flavor for poutines.
Meaty. Personally, this is one of my favorite gravy because you get that meaty experience, and it's good almost anywhere. It's not too dark. So you can use it really anywhere in your kitchen. It's a really good gravy.
Yeah, and definitely on poutine, right? And I don't think you want dark gravy on poutines.
Some do. Personally, I prefer something too dark. It's really personal.
It is very touchy.
Doesn't matter where you are in the country, that looks appetizing any time of day.
I was gonna say that's breakfast. That's anywhere there.
Breakfast puts in, definitely. Why not?
I've seen it.
Just add a bit and it's perfect for your breakfast.
That is awesome, Chef.
You're welcome. So that's it for me. I don't know if you have any question or comments or something.
Yeah, if we have anyone, we got questions or comments here, send it in right now before we wrap up. But gentlemen, great ideas as always a blast. And you know what? I know it's just gravy, and we were talking about there's a lot to know about gravies and sauces, whichever way you want to call it. But great ideas and something simple. And I love that ideas on the HMR and being able to allow people to do some of these things at home. And I think boiling water and adding gravy and doing powder and doing some of that, and then getting creative on how you play around with your gravy could be pretty easy for some folks. So great ideas, guys.
Our pleasure.
Awesome stuff. Excellent. Well, we got a thumbs up from Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Diana also said, well done, Chef Montan. And thanks again, guys. And to everyone else, we are back next week. We also launch our late night show next week as well. That will be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but we also will do 11 and 3 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. We're always going to keep bringing more ideas to you. That's what we do here at our virtual kitchen. And we actually have the Grill Dads from the Food Network coming back on Wednesday. So they'll be kicking off our late night shows. And thanks again, guys. And to everyone else, get out there, support restaurants, eat out tonight, this weekend. And they're going to need your help this fall and winter to keep going. So let's get out there and support them. Take out or eat in, whatever your pleasure is, where you feel the safest. Let's do it. But anyways, all the best, guys. And thanks again. And everyone else, have a great rest of your week. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.